Alright, so we will be continuing with some percentage examples. This time we'll get some worded examples done. Alright, so let's begin. A soccer team won 60% of its 125 games played in a season. How many games were won? Alright, so this is a basic example if we can decipher what we need. Alright, so we have 125 games being played in a season, 60% being won. How many games were won? So basically we need to find 60% of 125. Alright, and this is how we do it. Multiply by 60% equals some value we don't know. Alright, right, is further 0.6 is equal to 75. Alright, so 75 games were won for the season. Alright, very simple. 125 played, 60% won. Let's move on. 297 people take the bus in Kingston, Jamaica. Of the 297, 80% are students. How many students take the bus? Alright, similar to the above, 80% are students, therefore we find 80% of the total, which is 297. So we proceed with finding 80% of 297 multiplied by 0.8. We skip the 80% part because, I think we got the hang of it, which is equal to 237.6. Alright, but we can't have 237.6 persons. Alright, we can't have 0.6 of a person, so we'll have to round up. Alright, so when we round the 6 up, because it's greater than or equal to 5, we add 1 to the 7 and it becomes 238. And that's it. So yeah, 238 students take the bus. Alright, pretty simple. Alright, here's another example. On a roofing job, 21% of the 416 material were rejected due to minor defects. How much material was not defective? Alright, let's read that again. On a roofing job, 21% of the 416 materials were rejected due to minor defects. How much material was not defective? So I think it's best we find the number of defective material and then subtract it from the total amount of material, right? Makes most sense, alright? So we're gonna find 21% of 416, which is 36. But because we're dealing with material now, and material are usually like whole numbers, like 5 screws, 6 hammers, 7 doorknobs. All right, because we're dealing with whole numbers or materials, we have to ensure that we round this to the nearest whole number, which is simply 87. Because when we round the 3 up, because 3 is less than 5, we add 0 to the 7 and not 1. Alright, so this is the amount of defective material. Alright, so now we would like to know the number of material that is not defective. So we simply say 416 minus 87 is equal to 9, what's that? 32? Is that correct? Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, I think that's correct. So 329 material is not defective. All right. So this is the last one. 12 out of 18 students study Spanish. What percent didn't? All right. So we can do this in many ways. We can find the percentage of students that does take Spanish and subtract that from 100. All right. We can find the percentage of students that actually take Spanish. All right. And divide it and subtract it from 100%. Let's do that. So 18 students take Spanish. Multiply that 18 by some percentage we don't know, and the result is 12. This right here tells us the amount of the percentage of students that take Spanish. All right. So when we divide both sides by 18, we get y by itself, and y is going to be equal to 0.6666 all the way out. To convert this to decimal now, what do? Multiply by 100, and we get 66.66%. Cool. So this is a percentage of students who take Spanish. To find the percentage that didn't take Spanish, we subtract it from 100, because 100% students are in the class. 66% take Spanish. Therefore, the difference between 100 and 66 are the number of students who don't take Spanish, which is 33 and a third percent. Yeah, 33 and a third percent. All right. If you have any questions, you can always email us. You can always shoot it in the comments. Yeah, this is J2T.